Back the day.
Yeah, baby. Thanks for listening to the AZ12 podcast. I'm your host, Mike Luke, joined by the future president of the United States of America, Mr. Matt Rain. Hello, Matt Rain. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Mike. Thanks so much for having me on again. I've got my special Arizona Wildcats football. We're back in the A today. Wildcats back the A.
You know, this is one of those things. Sometimes people say the dreams actually can't be forged. They can't actually be completed. They're wrong. This proves it right there. Matt Rain in the house. All right, now, unlike Penn State, looks like we actually won today. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk a lot of red-blue as well. But first of all, brought to you by Little Caesars. Code LCFREECC for free crazy combo with any purchase. Code 15 off 15% off any $20 or more purchase. Okay, now let's talk about Arizona football. Here's where I'm at. I think some people have unrealistic expectations of Arizona football. A win is a win is a win when it comes to Arizona football. We're not Georgia. We're not Alabama. We won by 25 points. The quarterback threw for 300 yards and 5 touchdowns. I'll take it. I'll take it. I have no qualms. I don't feel bad about taking that.
No, I don't either. And obviously Arizona is not a good enough team to make mistakes and beat better teams, right? So the mistakes that we made against Iowa State, the mistakes that were made today, right? That is not going to cut it against better competition. But listen, Arizona is 4-1 for the first time since 2019, believe it or not. And after today, we will have a better record. I mean, we'll have a better record than Penn State and probably Texas. I'll take it. Now, obviously, they played a little bit of a harder schedule, but if you before the season, Mike, if I said, "Hey, Arizona's going to be 4-1 after 5 games," would you take that?
Yes.
Yes.
I wouldn't even think twice about it. Also, one of these things that we need to stop, and I know that everybody wants to talk about the backup quarterback, and we're going to get to that. People, please, Braden Locke should not be playing over Noah Fifita. I think we've seen it. I think he saw enough. He threw listen, I don't really blame the pick 6 on him. The guy fell. He should have thrown 2 other picks, though. He didn't look good out there. I will take Noah Fifita every day of the week and feel good about it there, Mr. Matt Rain.
Yeah, no, I agree. And, I think, we can get into this too about Noah's performance and whether he looks the same as he did last year or worse than he did in his freshman year. But, you take the performance, you move on to the next game. And I think, as I said this before the season started, the goal is a bowl game, right? Let's become bowl eligible. Let's build momentum. Let's get some investment back into the program. You do that by having a winning season. And Arizona on track to do so. We'll see what happens next week and beyond. But, good performance today.
Okay, Dennis Walsh. Let's talk about Noah here because I think Dennis Walsh speaks for a lot of people here. I back the Noah, but he's not 2023 Noah, never will be. Okay, I agree. Because guess what? That Noah Fifita had the best wide receiver in school history. He had another top 100 draft pick in Jacob Cowing. He had an NFL tight end. He had 3 NFL guys on the offensive line in front of him. I mean, he's a good football player, but again, he's also not a guy like Cam Newton where you can just throw him out with me and Matt Rain and be like, all right, just go over there and just to have fun. He's got to have players around him, but he's clearly better than he was last year, and he's significantly better than he was last year. And Jonah Coleman, Michael Wiley, all those dudes, exactly.
Yeah, he's much better than he was last year. And again, it's coaching. I think on the broadcast today, and I want to give a shout out to Mike Golick Jr. I really like his color commentary. I think he's been fantastic, and he's always fair and he's spot on. But one of the things he said is, look, Noah's going through his 3rd offense in 3 years. That is tough. It's tough to adjust to a new scheme, new people, new receivers. And, are some of his throws off? Are they high? Maybe he doesn't have the touch that he used to. But I hope as the season goes on, he will continue to improve as he gets more comfortable with the offense, with Daggy, with the wide receivers. And can that get Arizona to 6-7 wins? I absolutely think so. And that's a great season, to be honest.
Yeah, and honestly, Harry Lex, by the way, thank you for all those waters yesterday. Very, very appreciative of that. All right, so let's talk about it then when it comes to the, when it comes to basically everything, and we're going to get to the defense here in a second. But Noah made some really, really nice throws in this game, though. The touchdown pass to Wysong was absolutely fantastic. Then he had the one that should have been caught by Richardson that wasn't caught, where he threw the ball up, and it literally could have only been in like that little radius right there. overall, I thought he did a pretty good job. And like I said, like you said, Matt, he's in his third offensive system in 3 years. I mean, that's not perfect.
He is. Noah's biggest problem, besides I think just the inherent disadvantage of his height, is the consistency, right? The coaching staff on the broadcast, they talked about wanting to get his completion percentage up to 65%, again, which is a good goal. And, look, there was a touchdown pass that he probably could have had. I believe it was Nunu Watley at the beginning of the game. If he made that a little bit better, I think it would have been a touchdown. So the consistency is tough. And I think especially as you play really good teams, better teams, you're not going to be able to get away with being as inconsistent as he has been. But look, the scramble, right? When Oklahoma State sent the zero blitz and him rolling out of it and ending up finding Wysong. I mean, that's a classic Noah move and a great touchdown there.
Yeah, it was a great play. And here's, like you said, at the end of the day, all I wanted was a bowl game, man. All I really wanted was and you're at 4 wins right now. This is clearly a better team than last year, which is actually, I don't know if that's a testament to this coaching staff or how bad last year's was, that you could lose T-Mac and Savanea and guys like that. And you're like, we're actually better without those bums in here. But they're better. Now we're going to talk about their schedule here in a second. Somebody in there said we're not going to win another game. We're definitely going to win another game. There's a lot of crap teams on the schedule here, dude. We're not, so we will get to that. One thing that I will say is this though, Matt Rain, this was the worst crowd I've ever seen at Arizona Stadium. And I don't know exactly if we blamed or what it is, but man, Matt, like we're at kickoff and there looked like there was I think it was Cheryl and like 6 or 7 other people in there. I mean, there was nobody there, man. And it wasn't like it was a 9:30 kickoff where you got to get all the Rugrats into bed or, whatever. There was nobody there.
Yeah, it was sad to see the images. And first of all, shout out Cheryl for staying the whole game.
Cheryl's awesome.
She's the ultimate Arizona Wildcat fan. She backs the A 100%.
Yes.
But I don't know, Mike. I mean, listen, I think this has been certainly a trend in college football, but Arizona has had inconsistent crowds, certainly since 2010, 2011, I think beginning of the Rich Rod era. And when you do not have consistent success, you cannot when you have a game against the worst team in the country, which I'm willing to say Oklahoma State is the worst football team in the country, Division I, or one of.
Oh man, are they bad, man?
They stink.
We've seen a lot of bad football. We know what bad football looks like, man.
Yeah, that they were bad, and they are bad, and they're not going to win another game the rest of the year. But the crap. I mean, listen, Mike, as we've known, look, Tucson is relatively apathetic when it comes to Arizona football. The only way Arizona football is going to get consistent crowds is when the team is winning, and when the team has consistent wins, consistent seasons with wins. And right now, people just are not buying it, and we'll see if that changes.
Yeah, and people aren't buying it, and again, at the end of the day, here's what you got to do in Arizona: you got to win games. People are heartbroken, man. And again, here's what I say going into the football season: this is why I don't get broke. This is why I don't get heartbroken. Well, I mean. But I go into every single season and I just say, you know what, just don't embarrass me, man. Like if I can have, if I can get 6 or 7 wins in the occasional really good season, I will take that. This team is going to be a 6 or a 7 win team. I will take that. At the end of the day, that's all I really care about is that. We're going to get into their schedule here in just a second. I'll
just say too, Mike, you just, as a program, you can't let yourself become Oklahoma State. You just cannot.
Yeah.
And, they were in the Big 12 title game just a couple of years ago. They were very close to going to the college football playoff. And now all of a sudden their longtime coach is gone. Their program is a disaster and that just cannot happen. So listen, that might've been us if Noah and T-Mac and those guys left after Jed left, and all the respect in the world for them for staying on. Because it could have been a disaster. Now, hopefully we're on the way up. It remains to be seen.
By the way, we'll talk about Jed, but Jed not looking
Maryland.
So good. Not always. Yes, not always. Grass isn't always greener. It might be smellier on the other side of the tracks. But yes, that's that is that. Now let's talk about Seth Daggy. But first, let's get a couple reads in here. We got to pay some bills. We got a new partner as well here. Let's get this in here, Cody. Come on, watch this. All right. Yeah. All right. Jesse's Tattoo Shop. This place is amazing. I went in there. And it's the biggest tattoo shop. It's got to be the biggest tattoo shop in the city. And if it's not the biggest tattoo shop in the city, it's going to be really close to it. They got like 28,000 booths in there, and everybody's professional. And you go in there. The other thing that's really great about it too, like when you go into some of these tattoo shops and they're like the light is flickering at the top and it looks like there's probably like leaks and like from like rain the previous night. That is not what they have at all. Jesse is the man. He's got a ton of clients. Go ahead and check it out. Golf Links and Pantano. Call 520-358-2881. I went in there and I was incredibly impressed. The guy does it the right way. And again, wear a tattoo that speaks to your story. This stuff is fantastic. And watching it too, man, I'll tell you one thing. Those guys are amazing. Like, I would have no clue how to do any of that. I would just be like, I have no clue. But yeah, that's why you go to them. Plus, like I said, you're not going to have like 25 kids running around in there and all these distractions. The place is fantastic. Check it out. Really, really happy to have them on board with us. All right, yes, the Tucson Family Food Project. All right, everybody out there, direct aid plus life skills development, cooking, nutrition, education, and more. Currently 255 meal kits per week. 2026 goal is 1,000 meal kits per week. Donations made with AZ12 and AZ12 comment, and it will be matched by our very, very good friend of ours, the Family Food Project, the Tucson Family Food Project.org. Check it out. Okay. All right. One more. Welcome to the Rock. Sean Connery. All right. 2 convenient locations. East to Benson, Sierra Vista, west to Marana, south to Nogales, north to Oracle. And Matt, where are you right now? Are you in the capital?
I am in the capital. I am inside the capital. Yeah.
All right. I'm just going to say this, Matt. If you want a Green Valley Decorative Rock, I would put nothing past them bringing that to you. Just say, hey, Matt Rain needs some rock. They're going to bring it to you. But again, you might have to pay a little bit more. But either way, check it out. 50 plus locally sourced landscaping materials, serving residents and contractors, 2 convenient locations, Tucson plus Green Valley, east to Benson, Sierra Vista. Like I said, everything. Check it out. Hey, Matt doesn't need to do the static. He wants to. If you want to do the static, Matt, a lot of people are asking for the static. Yes, yeah, that was really, really good. Yeah, check it out. Green Valley Decorative Rock. All right, let's get to Seth Daggy. Listen, at the end of the day with Seth Daggy, I'm going to say this. Seth Daggy is he's much improved. He's a massive improvement over Dino Brennan. Yes,
basically, yeah.
Yes, yeah, Dino Brennan. He's a massive improvement. There are times though where it does feel like he's just trying to get a little too cute, a little too clever with what's working. Like I think of the play when they had the ball down at like the 3-yard line or whatever. Just run the ball, dude.
Yeah,
like you got it. Right, you got a pretty good offensive line, a pretty good run back. Go ahead and just run the ball, man. It's things like that, or like against Iowa State, where you're running the ball really, really well, and then you're like, oh, time to go air it out. Just stick with what's working.
Yeah, I think part of it is the excitement. So I think sometimes offensive coordinators get too cute, and I think knowing your personnel. You've got to just stick with that. But listen, I really like him. I think he obviously is an upgrade, and it's someone who Coach Brennan was really needed. He needed someone like Daggy to bring on, and honestly, someone opposite from Dino. And I think Daggy is that guy.
Yeah, and here's the other thing too. With Daggy, Daggy can still learn. You know what he's like? He's like Matt Rain, who hasn't run for governor yet, but he's putting his tentacles out there into the orifice or the orifice into the orbit. Sorry, not in the orifice. I don't want to put. You don't want to put your tentacles into your orifice. That's not a great idea. But He's still figuring it out, though. So that's why I'm fine with. Again, there's some things where I'm like, "What the heck was that?" But
no, me too.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Mike, let me get your opinion on the clap, the count.
I think it's stupid. Yeah, I don't like it at all.
It annoys me.
It annoys the heck out of me. And every time I watch it, I think there's going to be a fumble. Like, it just feels like there's really it's a solution in search of a problem. Stop doing that. Nobody asked me, but I am going to say stop doing that. It does not make any sense at all for me.
Yeah, the clap counts have always bothered me for like the years that I've watched college football.
Yeah.
Just snap the ball. Just snap the ball. We don't need to clap.
We don't need to clap. Just go ahead and do it. What is everybody talking about? $180 for the BYU game? That's awful marketing. If that's really whoever came up with that decision should absolutely be fired. If they're charging $180 for Arizona football tickets, the hottest game in town, as you can tell by the game that was, as you can tell by the game we just watched. If that really is the case, that's crazy. Okay, so now one guy though that I'm ecstatic about though is Danny Gonzalez. I'm going to be honest with you. Like I said, I was like, dude, I don't need anybody promoted from this staff from last year. The special teams was crap. The linebackers were crap. But man, this dude's been awesome, Matt. He's been a lifeline, whatever it is. He's been awesome.
Yeah, I think you talk about getting the best out of the players that you have. And, I think going into the season, obviously, we knew that the secondary was going to be stronger with Dalton Johnson and Genesis Smith and Stukes and Javion Cole, I think, stepping up today as well. But a lot of questions about that linebacker unit, the defensive line. But I love what Gonzalez has done. I also love, Mike, that he's been aggressive in a way that where Coach Brennan was very conservative. He was very kind of skittish in his decision-making last year. Danny Gonzalez comes in this year, has played a very aggressive defense. And look, you're going to get burned, but what did we say before the season? Who cares? Let's have fun. Let's just lay it all on the line.
Right, and that's where I'm at. Again, I don't want – if I'm going to lose, I want to have fun losing. I don't want to sit – last year it was just like – also, everybody, keep me updated on the Washington score. I just to put it out in there. But the thing that I'm pretty much at, though, with that is that just be aggressive at the end of the day. Last year, I thought they did some okay things defensively. But, man, how many times were you dropping 8 and then like rushing 3 and they had like 25 seconds to throw the football? And guess what? That's going to actually work when teams are going and doing that. That to me was incredibly annoying. And Gonzalez, UW just took the lead. Oh, I thought they were down down 20-0. Oh, that sucks. All right. Well, either way, that sucks. All right. All right. I didn't know that. I mean, how the heck did that just happen? Okay. So anyways, I'm going to say this though. When it comes to Gonzalez, though, he basically said, he's like, I'm going to be aggressive. And he's like, you know what? If we can't get pressure with 4 or whatever, it's my job to get pressure. And I think that's the thing that was awesome about it and he wasn't crapping about, or he wasn't making up stuff either about how, he's done it. He's done it. And again, it's not like you've got a lot of NFL players on this team.
You don't. Right. But I love that he's putting the best players in a position to succeed. I think we saw a couple times today, Dalton Johnson coming up and getting his hands on the ball. We saw Trey Smith get his hands on the ball a couple times, be really active on the defensive line. So he's putting his players in the position to succeed. You know what, Mike, I'm really happy about the relative lack of injuries compared to last year. And, I'm going to knock on wood because, who knows, but last year, it felt like everyone and their mother was injured. Obviously Maldonado and everyone really. This year, no major injuries so far. Let's keep it that way.
Yeah, let's keep it that way. That's what I like. And what he's also been too is that there's a confidence level that he's bringing with this defense too, where last year I just figured in, especially too with the Marcel Yates teams where you're playing 20 yards off the wide receiver and you're saying, all right, well, we're just going to give you the first down, but please don't go ahead and just score immediately. At least give 4 or 5 plays before we score. Right. Something like that. Danny Gonzalez is basically saying, no, screw that. We're going to get the ball back for you. You know what's been amazing, though, for me? I had no clue that this defense was going to be this big and this physical. And attacking, though, that's really what has kind of shocked me about all this.
Yeah, it's the physical nature. I've been impressed. And I think even in the Iowa State game, obviously Iowa State was the better team. But I think the defense still showed that they were able to match in a lot of different ways. And we'll talk about the upcoming schedule, but remains to be seen how this team will fare against bigger teams and more physical teams like BYU. But I think they can meet that challenge.
Yeah, I think they are. Hey, Cody, can you bring up the schedule when you get a chance? I want to talk a little bit about that. If you could pull that one up on the screen. Okay, UCLA just beat Penn State. That is wow. I thought UCLA was the worst team in Power 4. Evidently, they're not. Penn State's always a fraud, though. I mean, come on, man. They're good. They're good, but when they have to play the really good teams like UCLA, just kidding, UCLA. But and plus that Allah guy or whatever is Aller guy, he doesn't do anything for me.
Well, how much do you want to bet they're going to complain about? Oh, we had to travel cross country and Shut up.
Miss me with all that. You signed up for that. You know what? That's like going to a leper colony and saying, you know what, man, I keep getting leprosy. Well, dude, that was your choice to go there. Nobody forced you to go to a leper colony. So
exactly. And then it's ridiculous. I mean, should Penn State be traveling across the country to play UCLA? Probably not, but that's on them. That's on their university, their AD, the Big Ten, all of these people who decided that, this was more important than, player satisfaction or game
and like
safety.
I said, they charter flights, so give me a break. It's one of those things. Hey, Cody, can you bring that schedule up? If not, and we'll just talk about BYU now. Okay, BYU though. BYU is probably going to have more fans in the stadium than Arizona is next week. It's a 5:00 tip or 5:00 tip. I already got football in my mind. We're going to talk about that.
Tip.
Yeah, kicked. But I'm going to say this though, Matt. When I look at this though, BYU's good. I don't know why, though. I also still think that Arizona's got a chance in this game. I really do.
I think Arizona.
No, are you going to say it? Do you think that Arizona's got a chance?
I think.
Come on, do it. I know. I can see you want to.
I think Arizona has a chance against everyone on their remaining schedule.
Right.
BYU did not look incredibly convincing today against West Virginia and Rich Rod. But Mike, let me ask you a question. What's the percentage of BYU fans and Arizona fans next Friday? Give me a guess.
Unfortunately, I think there's a chance that they could have more fans here than us. I think there's a real chance that they could have more fans here than us. And I think at the worst, it's going to be 50-50. I think they smell blood in the water. I think they see that there were 500 fans at this game at kickoff, and I think they're going to show up. Now, BYU is a solid football program. I will say this, though, at the end of the day, that the teams that really worry me. Yeah, Mike, it's family week. Yeah, that's a good point. It's family weekend, but I'm not sure. We'll see how many in the family show up. That's a good point, though. Okay, I'm going to say this, though, the teams that worry me are the teams that can just kind of overwhelm you. Like if Arizona were to play Texas Tech, I think they'd get overwhelmed. I don't think they have a chance in that game. I will say this, though, against BYU, they're more methodical. They got that Backmeyer guy or whatever, Buckmaster or whatever his name is. That he can run the ball a little bit. He can throw a little bit, but they don't really scare me. I still think, thank you, Cody. I still think that they have maybe move that off. Maybe just cover my face, not Matt's. Okay. I don't think they're going to win that game, but I think they've got a chance in that game. That's where I'm going to leave it.
Yeah. The thing I'll say too is that BYU has not beaten a good team. Their best win is against Colorado, who is not a good team. They only beat Colorado by 3 on the road. So look, who knows? But I think this will show certainly how the rest of the season will go. If Arizona can come in there and match BYU's physicality, if they can come out with the win, then look, I think maybe you're looking at 7-8 wins. If not, they get steamrolled, maybe 6, maybe not.
Right.
But look, I would love for the Tucson community to come out to that game next weekend. And certainly will be better attendance than this one.
All right, so you look at the rest of these games, though, some of these other ones, though. You look at Houston. I mean, Houston, I think that's at Houston, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's at Houston, but that's a winnable game. Colorado sucks. They've got some games here, but man, I think you've turnover on downs, but has 3 times. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. All right, Big 12 Bobby says BYU loss, Houston dub, Colorado L, Kansas L. Wow, I was going to say keep your optimism going there. But I don't know. I still think they get at least 2 more wins. I don't know where they are, but I do think, and I've watched Colorado quite a bit this year. They suck, so I think they can win that game. Even what do you say, Matt Rain?
Yeah, I mean, I say right now my best guess is 3 more wins, just based on the number of available wins that are out there. Houston has not played anyone. They beat Oregon State by 3 in overtime. Oregon State also in contention for one of the worst teams in D1 football. Colorado, not very good. Kansas has shown tremendous liabilities, although Jalen Daniels is really good. Cincinnati with an amazing win today over Iowa State. They've been inconsistent. Baylor inconsistent. Right. ASU, it's a rivalry game. Who knows? So look, are there 2 wins in there? Absolutely. Are there 3 wins in there? I think so. And
can you imagine if we have 7 wins?
Listen, the sky's the limit, man. I mean, we could go undefeated the rest of the year,
man. You can go anywhere.
Listen, but listen, I think as opposed to some other seasons, this schedule ensures that Arizona has the potential to win every single game, and you couldn't say that for a long time, and just because the schedule is set up, it's very possible. So we'll see what happens. It would be certainly amazing to beat ASU. Right. I'm not sure that'll happen, but who knows? I don't know. They've shown some liability.
Yeah, now, also, at the end of the day, Back the A-Ray says, no, Matt. Cincinnati did not beat Iowa State. Arizona did. You're welcome, Iowa State. It's also going to be interesting. Well, I was going to say Oklahoma State was broken before they played us, so I don't think we can take credit for that one. It'll be interesting, though, to see what happens with our good pals at Iowa State, because they didn't believe what was going to happen. What do you put – serious joking aside, what do you put the Arizona – teams never being really the same after they play Arizona? What do you chalk that up to, Matt? Because this is a long this isn't a joke at this point. We're serious.
Yeah, it's real. I don't know what it is, but teams do seem to have a curse after they play Arizona. But I think a lot of it is Mike. I think you started this, and you and Jason started the teams being broken after they play Arizona. And I think it's just gotten into people's heads. These opposing coaches and teams, they know that you've said this, and they know that after they play Arizona, they're going to not be as good. So I think really it's you guys.
Right now, Back to the Ray says we break average in good teams, but elevate crappy teams. Expect an OK State win next week. I can totally see that being the case. Let's talk a little bit about the receivers, though, on this. I appreciate you, Cody. We might need to be able to bring it back, but let's get a couple reads in here first. But I want to talk about the receivers here. All right, what do we got? Cody. All right, now, first of all, long view. Now, you might be like somebody, like there's some people in here that, like Kobe. Kobe can't afford air conditioning. He's made no financial decisions in life that were good decisions, basically. That's why he is living without air conditioning. Don't be like that. Get with Andre Veras and say, Andre, I want to have a life with air conditioning. I don't want to have a life where I don't, where my brain is basically melted, where I don't think that Bijan Robinson is a top 10 back in the NFL, or where I don't think that or I think that Bill Belichick is going to win 11 games this year or whatever. Don't be like that. Get with Andre. Andre will help you get the money and the maturity level that you need. Again, not an endorsement, but a recommendation. Longview, check it out. All right, 88 Crime. Hey, Matt. Do you ever see, I was going to say you're in the mean streets of DC, but you know what? I don't know. Actually, I don't think 88 Crime would be applicable to you. Unless maybe it's somebody that's on the run from Pima County and they're in DC, in which case maybe you call 88 Crime out, or maybe you call the FBI. I don't know. But either way, 88 Crime, check it out. You see anybody like behind like a dumpster, they're doing a bunch of things they shouldn't be doing. They're throwing rocks at like the subway right by you, or, they're trying to break into the Walmart, but you're like, man, I don't want to be attacked by that person. So I want to do this anonymously. I don't want to get my hands dirty. 88 Crime. You do it, and they will get their hands dirty for you. You mess with the paw, you get the glove. 88 Crime. It's anonymous. Pima County Attorney's Office. Check it out, 88crime.org. Okay, one more. Matt Rain, I don't see you anywhere. Matt, where are you?
Don't see you either. I don't know.
Matt, and we both have glasses. We have literally eight pairs of eyes right now, and we don't see each other anywhere. Oh, God, you're back. Okay. Whew. All right, Arizona Primary Eye Care. 4 locations for routine exams. Optical options to fit all budget styles preferences. Perfect place to glow up. Glow up. 60-plus insurance is accepted. Same-day urgent visits. If you don't have air conditioning, they're still going to let you in there. Maybe you just go in there to use their air conditioning. I don't know. Arizona Primary Eye Care, though. Look at these Tom Fords right here, though, Matt. Look at these things.
They look nice. They've always
they're nice. They're overwhelming. They really are overwhelming when you look at it. I mean, trust me, everybody's saying that. So Arizona everybody's saying it. Arizona Primary Eye Care.com 520-322-2713. All right. The wide receivers, I did notice this. I did like at the halftime. I noticed that in the comments, and I wrote that down. I did like the comparing Trey Spivey to Brandon Marshall, guy who caught for like 1,300 yards or 13,000 yards in the MNFL. But I'm going to say this, though, Matt Rain. Trey Spivey really showed some people some stuff.
Yeah, I think good for him. And against an inferior opponent, it's great to stat pad in a way. And not saying it was all stat padding, but it's nice for confidence. It's nice for guys like Spivey who have played well this year, but maybe haven't been in the spotlight as much as someone like a Nunu Watley. So good for Spivey. I love that little step back that he did on that
was
second
awesome.
touchdown. Made Oklahoma State look like a middle school team, which maybe they're only marginally better than a middle school team, but either way. But look, he got in the end zone, he got a touchdown, he was celebrating with his teammates. I love it. Builds the confidence, builds the camaraderie.
Yeah, I kind of wish too. The receivers, you got like 5 or 6 guys. Now, 3 of them, like you basically need to hand them the ball for them to be able to catch it. But either way, it's definitely overall better room than it was last year. That's for sure. Where you had T-Mac, and then you had you, me, and Jeremiah Patterson, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. No, it's a better room overall. It gives Noah more options. And I think last year we talked about this a lot, that Noah was so often trying to target T-Mac because, of course, he's the better player, the best wide receiver in the nation. But he was doing so, I think, to a detriment to T-Mac potentially. And so now he's spreading the ball around. And the wide receiver core is certainly better for it.
Yeah, and Gio Richardson as well. I like Gio Richardson. What I saw that now, I will say this: that Braden Locke, I don't want to see him out there, and
nope.
That pass that he threw, that should have been a pick, but then Richardson showed his girth and just ripped the ball away from him. I think that a girthy ball rip. I think that's something that Brent Brennan was talking about. That there's a lot to like about Gio. I like seeing some of the younger guys play, to be honest with you.
Me too. It's always fun to see those guys get out there and just kind of let it rip. And again, it's just about building confidence. But yeah, Braden Locke, listen, transferred to Arizona for the pool parties for the women. I don't know.
Whatever it is, man, we just don't want to see you on the field. Have fun off the field. We don't want to see you on the field.
It wasn't, I'm sure he's a nice kid, but it wasn't to play quarterback. And that's okay. There's a great show, Blue Mountain State. Being a backup quarterback is a great job. Is a good thing. Now, it's a great job.
Big 12 Bobby says, are we sure that Braden is right-handed? That I don't know. If the coaching staff hasn't figured it out, then I don't know what I don't really know what to say about that one. So the receivers I thought were fine. Let me ask you this though, Matt. Right now, is Arizona football, and we are a football school, is Arizona football better than you thought they would be this year? Forget the win-loss for the 4-1 or whatever. Do you think they're better than they were, or that you were hoping? The same? Where are we?
We're better. We're better than I thought we were going to be.
I agree.
I honestly thought that we would be lucky if we got 6 wins. But honestly, that first game against Hawaii, I think, showed that going into that game, I was kind of nervous. I was like, look, I think we're going to win, but maybe only by a field goal, maybe by a touchdown. I saw that Hawaii-Stanford game, which was really close. And no, we blew them out of the water. We beat Kansas State, which, by the way, is a bad team, but, they're still a D1 team.
Right.
They're still better than Oklahoma State. So we are better than I thought we were going to be. So credit to the staff for that. I think a lot of that is Daggy and Gonzalez and some of the key transfers we brought in. But yeah, I don't know. What say you, Mike?
All right. Now, Dennis Walsh says, it's amazing how, as great as this conference is, it's amazing that we played this well. I did not think that we would have these wins because this is a gauntlet that Arizona has played so far. I don't know that I would say that the Big 12 is a gauntlet, Dennis Walsh, but
that's exactly what he said.
Yeah, that's exactly. But I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know. I wouldn't go that far. I don't care though, because here's the difference for me. Last year, Arizona played crappy teams, and they still lost to crappy teams. I keep going back to the Central Florida game. You had a 4th-string quarterback in there, and you're losing 48-7 or 56-7, whatever the case may be. This year's Arizona team would beat that Central Florida team. They wouldn't lose by 56-7.
Yeah, the depth is just so much better. And again, the injuries last year were really tough, but this year's team plays harder. I think they have a lot more depth. The scheme is better.
It's hard edge. Hard edge.
It's hard edge, and we got some OKGs in here, and we're rocking and rolling. But look, ultimately, as we said, I just want Arizona football to be fun. Let's just let it rip. We're not going to be Alabama, but we can be our own brand of football and still have fun with it.
All right, now one last one. Dennis Walsh says, we're 4-1, but I feel we should be 5-0 because that Iowa State game, we were a couple play calls away from actually being able to win that game. See, Dennis Walsh with the eternal optimism, I don't know that I totally agree with that, but I can see some of it. Either way, we will take that. Is it wide receiver or Noah making the bad throws? I'm fine. Honestly, like there was some play. I'm fine with what I saw from Noah. He's not going to be perfect, but at the end of the day, I'm kind of fine with what I've seen from Noah.
Yeah.
This game at least.
No, I mean, he's been fine. I don't think he's like a world beater. I don't think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, but with what he's got and the three coaching staff in the 3 years, he's doing a great job. And I will always give him credit for coming back to Arizona.
Yeah.
He'll always be my guy for that. So
I'm sorry. I'm gonna probably get some people upset here. I don't really care. H Fuchs, by the way, the great H Fuchs. Can someone explain why we only ran for 40 yards? Because it's kind of weird. I don't know that Daggy likes running the football. Like I thought last year at Marshall, like when you looked at it, they ran the football a lot, but they definitely don't like running he doesn't seem to like running the football much.
They also lost a ton of yards on the sacks and the fumble that went back.
True, that's true.
Yards.
A rare good point from Cody. We appreciate that. That's a good point. Keep going, Cody.
That's all I got.
That's all you got? Okay. I thought you were going to say
very few good points, so that I stopped where I'm ahead.
All right. Yeah. Also, what was also refreshing though? And again, it's kind of a fun joke, or it's a fun joke on the show. I really didn't miss watching Jeremiah Patterson fair catch the ball at the 4-yard line each time, or when when the ball he's about to catch it, it looks like it's going to going through his stomach and out his butt or something. I didn't want it just doesn't look natural. I don't know what else to say.
In his stomach, out his butt. No.
Yeah. Caught it in his stomach and went out his butt. Yeah. It's a new form of child rearing, or pardon the pun, child rearing. But I felt like, again, I just don't want to see Patterson back there. He terrifies me every time I see a punt return. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. And just briefly, Michael Salgado Medina went 2 for 7 on 40 plus, and then he hits a 57-yarder,
which would have been good from 87 yards.
That was a nuke.
Yeah, that really was.
But listen, the most important thing I think about a college kicker is the consistency. When he misses, it's just not even close. I mean, the one that he had from 46 yards.
Where it was like 47 yards to the left. Yeah, that was one. It's like, what the heck's going on right here?
How is this? And I preface all this with saying, like, I'm sure he's a nice kid. I'm sure he's a good dude, but like, why he shouldn't really be a kicker at this level.
And then the long snapper, Big 12 Bobby makes a point too. The long snapper has been a big issue all season too. That Salerno guy, and him put Spears in there or something. I will take that one. But either way, we're 4-1, 4-1, 4-1. If I were to tell you right now that Arizona finishes the year with 6 wins and we're in a bowl, we take it.
Absolutely. If you told me that before the season, I would 100% take it. I think again with the opponents that are left, the level of competition that Arizona has. Again, I honestly, Mike, I think there is a world where maybe Arizona only loses like 2 more games. Is that crazy? Is that nuts to say?
We're playing like the Las Vegas Bowl or like the Holiday Bowl.
Right, if Arizona, I'm just saying, Arizona could be 9-3.
Oh, we're ranked then at that point.
Maybe.
I mean, seriously, don't you? If Arizona wins 9 games, can those cowards in the voting process keep us out at that point?
We might be 25 at that point, but
but either way, I would take it though.
Look, if we beat BYU, anything is possible. Maybe not the college football playoff, but right. Listen, maybe 9 wins.
All right, hey kids, don't do all those lame BYU chants you guys do. We don't need to do that. You can say they suck. You don't have to talk about their religion. That's all I'm going to say. Don't do that. It is annoying and it's not even funny.
No, it's not funny. No, right. it's not funny. And obviously, I think everyone here in the chat knows that. But it's just stupid.
It's stupid. Yeah.
Well, now, Rudy, the Big 12 is also finding schools for that now, and Arizona can't afford to lose more money.
Yeah, we don't got a lot of extra money around right now. So Jed took all that to his cabanas in Florida or whatever when he's on a recruiting visits. All right, Leroy Samuelson says 7 wins is our ceiling. You know what? If that's our ceiling going into a bowl, then you know what? So it. Yeah. Now, this is another interesting point here. This conversation is getting nutty. I don't know what the conversation is. Either way, we're going to talk basketball here in just a second.
So here's the question. Would you rather win 7 games and be in a competitive bowl game that makes you look good, or sneak out 9 wins and play a good team in a bowl and get massacred?
Get massacred and win 9 games.
Yeah, 9 wins. No, 9 wins.
You don't take any of that momentum into the offseason.
Yeah, no, you take all the momentum into the offseason, dude. You're playing with house money if you win 9 games and you're in a good bowl.
I just feel like bowl games don't mean, not like they meant a lot prior to the college football playoff, but now they mean even less. So look, you get as many wins as you can during the regular season. You play the best team you can. You go from, but it's like, Mike, are we like still celebrating our Alamo Bowl win against Oklahoma? No, like no one cares, right? You move on. It's like ancient history, and it was only 2 years ago. So, you do the best you can. And ultimately the goal is to get to the college football playoff. I mean, really, like the goal.
that is the goal every. Go ahead. Sorry.
Right. I mean, that's the goal every year, to get to that playoff. And, if you're not there, you just do the best you can and go from there.
Now, that's an interesting question posed. 6 wins with 1 over ASU, which maybe knocks them out of some kind of contention. That's an interesting one. Interesting. What do you think about that one, Mr. Matt Rain?
Well, it depends on how many wins. I mean, I would do 6 wins and win over ASU than 7, but I would rather take 9 wins and lose to ASU. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, I like what Jesse Higueroa says. I'm guessing it's Figueroa, but I'll say Higueroa since that's what's in there. Yes. Okay. Yeah, dude, stop the cult stuff as well. Just leave them alone, man. That's what I don't get about this. And I'm just going to go on and no, I'm not LDS. They don't bother anybody. They don't cause any problems. Leave them alone. Let them believe whatever they want to believe. I have never understood this. Yep. There's no reason to get into it. So again, I agree with that.
Every obviously, and even if they're like every Mormon person I met has been very nice, but even if they were like the meanest people, it doesn't matter because people can celebrate whatever religion they want to celebrate, and not fear for their safety or lives or anything else, or feel like they're being harassed.
At the end of the day, it's like this, and I always tell people, whatever religion you are, let God deal with it. At the end of the day, whoever you believe in, let God, let God deal with it. Don't call them names or anything like that. That's all I'm going to say because it's abhorrent. Leave them alone. All right, now let's get to what was I going to say? What were we even talking about, Matt? It was a good point, actually.
We were going to get to basketball. I'm not sure if you had any more.
Oh yeah, all right, we're going to get to basketball. Yes. All right. Yeah. Everybody's using the Little Caesars coupon, Andrew Gilbert. Get in there right now. All right. Now let's, yeah, I agree with that. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. Thank you. Again, I didn't bring up the religion stuff. Well, I'm just saying, don't be mean. That's all. All right. Now RJ's Frozen Cactus, something that we can all basically rally around here. RJ's Frozen Cactus. Red Hot Sports Ice Cold, yes, I got it. Red Hot Sports Ice Cold Beer. A lot of times I mess it up and I say Ice Cold Sports and Red Hot Beer. It sounds terrible. Also, maybe the biggest parking lot in the world there. It is expansive. It is massive. Dennis Walsh is always flying his jet through there and doing a bunch of different stuff. Pizza, wings, tacos, burgers, and more. Again, and our guy Heiko has gone in there and he has made it look good as well. Look at all those TVs. Look at all that starch. Look at that starch in that beer that is what. Who doesn't want to get starched with beer? It's amazing. Check it out. And again, they got great stuff there. It's fun. We're going to have a watch party there. Now, John Lee Walker, I've seen him there before. I went to RJ's and it was a Penn State Fiesta today. Too bad for them, suckers. But they had a good time at RJ's. RJ's Frozen Cactus. Check it out and embrace the parking lot. Okay, what else we got? All right, now, Eris Dental. I'm going to ask you this, Matt. From somebody that's in Washington, D.C. right now, our guy, Land the Man with the Master Plan, assures us this is his sister. Do you believe that this is the great Lan Allen's sister?
No.
All right. Dennis Walsh has a betting odds that he goes, I have come around. I believe that this is Land the Man with the Master Plan's sister. But guess what? Either way, they only offer necessary treatment. This place is amazing. I've got in there. They did everything for me. And everybody in there is super, super nice as well. And I don't know. Have I told you about the championship package?
You have, but I'd love to hear it again.
I am going to have the championship package inserted. And it's going to be 1997 unless we win the championship, and maybe it'll be 2026 at that point. But the place is absolutely the place is amazing. And you go in there, it's got like these really like hardwood floors and everything as well. Either way, we're going to live stream me getting the championship package, though. Taking out the and then putting it in there. I wonder how many times we can get that. So either way, we need to get over 100 views for that. So only offers necessary treatment. Land the man with the master plan. Very much appreciate Land. And dental implants. Again, you don't have to go to Burundi or like Myanmar to try to get these cheap deals or whatever that where you don't know if the guy's really licensed or not. You can actually go here in Marana or in Tucson, and they will do it for you. Check it out. Boom. All right. What else we got? All right, one more. Baggins. Back the bag, baby. Back the bag. Use code AZ12. Matt, you've been to Baggins before, right?
I love Baggins.
Yeah, Baggins is very good. Dennis Walsh is not real-timed going to Baggins today, and I'm very upset with him. All food made in-house daily. Use code AZ12 for 15% off. Look at this, Matt. Look at this. And you know the other thing? You get a cookie with it as well.
That's pretty good. That's a good deal.
Yep, boom. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it gets any better than that. Everybody get out there right now. We need real times. Back the bag, get some cookies. Exactly. Or, you know what? Maybe you're feeling good after your dental visit to Eris, and you're like, you know what? It's been 30 minutes. I'm going to go get a bag and check it out. Boom, check it out. All right, let's talk basketball. Because again, I know that we're a football school. We have talked about this time and time again that we are a football school. I get it. But we have to talk basketball at some point as well. We just can't.
We do.
Right.
Before we do that, has Matt Rain seen our brand new basketball season shirt?
No, let's see it.
I have not. I would love to see it. Show me the shirt. I'm already rocking the merch. So
I will pull it up right now.
All right. Yeah, let's see what you got. What do you got? Talk to me.
As you know, we are a football school.
Yep.
But
goes without saying every single time.
We are also a basketball school.
Why are you talking so slow?
Because I'm trying to kill time so that I can
no, this is big. Yeah.
Share this with you.
All right, this is big. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh.
There it is.
Everybody, you guys got to get this. Holy moly. Not just a football school. And it shows Wilbur dunking a basketball, AZ12 podcast. Everybody get in there and buy this right now. If there's there's a woman out there that you really want to marry and she's on the fence about you, if you bring her this shirt, she's saying yes. I'm saying it. This is amazing. Check it out. You guys, this shirt is awesome.
And Cody, I think I saw your wife design this shirt too.
Yes, she did.
Fantastic. I love it.
She would appreciate you all to buy 3 shirts, and we also offer. Let me show you. We are also offering a hoodie version of this.
Holy moly! Oh gosh, especially because it's about to get cold.
Yep. We have a brand new model for you.
Oh wow, who is this?
I don't know.
Who is that?
She's the new Hawaiian model.
All right, yeah. We used to have this I don't know, this T-Mac looking guy in here, but now it's somebody else. Is it available in kid sizes, Cody?
I think
I'm asking for myself, not for Back the A-Ray.
I can make a kid shirt if people actually want it.
Yeah. I think Back the A-Ray does. But either way, not just a football school. Check it out. Boom. Yeah. Okay. All right, now let's get to a little bit of Arizona basketball. This team is good. This team is really, really good. Let's talk about the newcomers first. Braden Burries, he's good. What did you think?
No, I thought he looked great. Watching Red Blue game, obviously, you gotta temper your expectations. Based on what you got. But look, Braden Burries, we knew going in he was going to look smooth. He was going to look D1 ready, and he did. I love the way that he plays. I think, again, the question, Mike, is against higher level competition. Is he going to be able to be fast enough off the bounce, potentially against better defenders? And time will tell. But I thought he looked great, and he's going to be, by the end of the year, he could be Arizona's best player. I would not be surprised.
You know what's weird? Like, I think, and I was, I thought people, and no, I'm not 6'4", Shrimply Timbo. I'm actually just 6'2". Little known fact. But listen, I don't think he's going to, I said this before, I don't think that he's going to have the upside that Caleb Love had in his freshman, because Caleb, when Caleb was on, was like the best player in the country. I mean, like against Duke, I mean, he was about as good as there was, Oregon, et cetera, et cetera. But he also had, as much as I love Caleb, he also had a lot of downs. He had a lot of moments. I think Braden Burries is going to be a lot steadier player. Maybe not the upside per se, but I think he's going to be a lot steadier player. And honestly, I'm more than fine with that.
Yeah, it's fine because you don't need Burries to be Caleb Love. And, first of all, there's only one Caleb Love. But second of all, the weapons that this team has and the versatility of guys like, look, ADO coming back. He's a new man. The Australian man with a beard now and 20 pounds of more muscle.
Do you like what our nickname for the new ADO? Do you know
what's the new ADO? What's the new nickname?
The New Delhi. Get it? New Delhi.
Oh, I love
New
that.
Delhi, India? Like India?
That's funny. That's good. I like it. The New Delhi.
Yeah, isn't it good?
That's fantastic.
My mom laughed.
That's great. Even though Australia has nothing to do with India, but that's okay. No, I love it. But look, you have weapons all across the floor. Jaden Bradley is going to be Jaden Bradley. He's going to get his numbers. He's going to lead the offense. But I'm really excited for this freshman class. I think they're going to be contributors on day one.
All right. I am going to be annoyed, though, with the spacer idiots, though, that are all like, Koa Pete can't shoot. Can we really play him? Yes, you can play him. You can figure out a way to play Koa Pete. It's not watch it. Here, watch me put him out on the court for 30 minutes and see what happens. I don't.
Right. Yeah. No, look, I think obviously, over time, he'll continue to develop his shot and continue to be a better shooter. But yeah, he's still going to play a lot of minutes. He's still going to be great when he's in.
All right, let me ask you this. There's a lot of people that hate Mo Krivas in this chat. A lot of people. David Rosen believes that he should play at NAU. Dennis Walsh wants to drop him out of his personal jet somewhere like over the Pacific. I don't really get it. Now, again, is he a great athlete? No. And we had Murph on the show, and I didn't challenge him. Maybe I should have. Murph said he was a great athlete or whatever. He's not a great athlete. But he's 7'3". You can give the ball to, and he can actually make low post moves. I think he's going to be just fine. And again, for the millionth time, if Tommy Lloyd vouches for him at the big man position, I'm going to vouch for him as well. Not that anybody cares what I vouch for, but go ahead.
Well, I think, Mike, the difference will be earlier in the season before Krivas got hurt. He was the central focus of the offense. Obviously, if you watch those games you watched the first Duke game at McHale, Krivas was the center of attention. Literally,
the center of attention.
The center of attention. I don't think that what his role is going to be, but he just provides a different level of versatility to the defense and even offense, where he's a big body. Yeah. And every night when we play really good teams that are non-conference and during conference and postseason, there will be matchups where you need Mo Krivas. You need him to get you buckets. You need him to play defense against a bigger body down low. And there will also be matchups where maybe you don't need him as much, but having him on the team, I think, is still vital. He still plays a very important role. And I don't want to hear that he should be dropped out of a plane. I think he has a very important role to play on this team moving forward.
Yeah, we don't want to see him dropped out of a plane, Dennis Walsh. We'd rather have you park that plane at the RJ's parking lot than have you do something like that. Okay, now, let me ask you this. When it comes to, let's talk about a little bit about the wings. Everybody and their mother, well, not me, because I'm smart, but everybody was terrified when we lost Carter. They're like, well, how are we going to replace Carter's 6 and 4? I'm just kidding. I love Carter a lot. I love Carter. But, man, when you watch Dwayne Aristode, when you watch Yvonne, when you watch the New Delhi, I don't really have any concerns about the small forward position. I really don't.
No, I don't either. And obviously in an ideal world, Carter Bryant is back on the team and he, takes that next leap and he's your, Arizona's a top 5 team with him back. But I don't think the drop off is going to be as severe or significant. And, I think a lot of it probably depends on how well Aristode transitions to playing college basketball, how much ADO's, growth in terms of his game and muscle size translates to being a better player on the floor. But ultimately, I think you're right, Mike. The wings have a lot of potential. And let me ask you, if there was one guy that you were impressed with at the Red Blue game, who do you think it was? Or what guy that surprised you? Who surprised you?
Well, I don't know that he surprised me because I'm all knowing, but I'm just kidding. But Aristode, man, I like Aristode. I think Aristode's going to be really hard to keep off the court. I really do. I mean, you watch how he moves. You talk about a man of girth and a man that lifts weights. You know what always cracks me up too, and then I'm curious as to your take on that. I always like these guys that have clearly lifted weights a lot in their life, and they're like, "Oh, I've never touched weights before." Oh, shut up! Don't lie to me. You've definitely lifted weights before. You don't look like that naturally. Come on. Aristode, though, I thought was awesome. What do you say? And I like the New Delhi as well.
I liked Aristode. I like New Delhi. I love that nickname, but that's fantastic.
Every now and then I get one right.
Bryce. I know Bryce James, man. I mean, honestly, I think I think there was some talk of him not even, being able to compete at the D1 level at all, right? Or not even now. Look, is he going to come in and be a starter and score 10 points a game? No, of course not, right? Like he still has a lot of development to do. I don't think he's going to see the floor a lot this year, but he looks good. He looks like a Division I athlete and someone that can play a role down the line. And Mike, I said this when Bryce James committed, but it might have been one of the most significant commitments in Arizona basketball history because of the attention that Bryce James brings to the university. Already the Bryce James Red Blue highlights have millions of views and engagements on social media from other companies on TikTok and everything else because people are interested. And you know what they see? They see the Block A. They see Arizona basketball, and that's amazing in and of itself.
Yeah, and here's the thing with Bryce, and I always like, and you know what I don't get, and I know a lot of people don't like LeBron. I mean, whatever. I don't really. The guy some things I think he does are annoying, like pretending to read books that he's not really reading. But at the end of the day, the dude stays out of trouble. He's been in the public spotlight since he was 15, never had a father. Overall, LeBron James is a net positive. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this though, that the idea though that he's this overbearing father. Now, maybe he is in the MNBA. I don't know. But he wasn't at USC because don't you think that he would have insisted that Bronny does more than – hey, Cody, can you mute yourself? Thanks. But the thing that I don't get, though, is he's not going to be an overbearing father. He wasn't for Bronny at SC. And by all accounts, they've talked about with Bryce that, you might redshirt this year. You might, and they're on it. I mean, he knows that he's not his, his son. Well, it is his son, but you know what I'm saying though. Like, it's going to
listen, LeBron. Yeah, it will. And LeBron's not stupid. I mean, he knows the potential of his kids. And was, Bronny helped out that LeBron was his dad. And of course. And, he's in the NBA, he's on the NBA roster. But LeBron's not going to go to Tommy and say, I need my son to play now. Of course not.
Right.
He trusts Tommy. And that was a big reason why Bryce committed to the U of A was because LeBron and Savannah trust Tommy and the family trust Tommy. And that's all you can ask for. And I love that. Of course, LeBron is such an involved and committed father, but he's not overbearing, right? He's not a LeVar Ball. He's not, going to be creating, whatever drama. It's all good.
Yeah, and you got to remember too, Koa Pete with clutch, Braden Burries with clutch. That's a good thing. So Arizona has every reason to make sure that Bryce has a good time here. But I'm also going to say this though, that if Tommy is not a guy that likes drama, that's why he didn't recruit Gil's kid. Because, he didn't really, again, it's not a put down towards Gil. Elijah Arenas was clearly good. But at the same time, though, Gil's a firecracker. You don't know if he's going to get arrested on federal charges or if he's going to be, jaywalking naked across Broadway, whatever the case. Tommy just didn't want to deal with it, so he just tells Murph, I need Braden Burries instead. So Tommy isn't going to bring in a sideshow just to bring in a sideshow. That's not at all what – do you look at Tommy Lloyd for 5 seconds and say, that's a man that wants a lot of controversy surrounding him? No.
He plays pickleball. I mean, this is a guy who brings his lunch pail to work and he goes to his job. And, look, and again, I don't think he would have brought in Bryce James if he did not believe in his basketball potential. Truly, I don't think that. And Bryce James is in a much better situation than Bronny was at USC. Yeah. Truly. I mean, USC was awful. Andy Enfield, garbage, when he was still there. And so,
right.
Bryce is in a good spot to develop.
Yeah, and what I like about it too is that, like you said, I think there's an interesting when you look at Bryce, it's not like he's a lost cause. And I know people get mad at me all the time about charity scholarships. I don't care. Conrad was a charity scholarship. I appreciate what he did here, but Conrad could have been here 25 years. And guess what? You don't want Conrad starting on your team. It just is what it is. In 2 or 3 years, I wouldn't be surprised at all, literally at all, if Bryce James is good enough to start at the U of A. Seriously.
Me too. Mike, I think the question I have going into this year, you think about last year and the guys who we thought were going to contribute more, guys like Conrad Martinez, and especially a guy like Trey Townsend. You hope. I don't see that happening with this team. Maybe. Are there people who might underperform? It's possible. But from the makeup and the look of the team, I don't think that's going to happen. I think, obviously last year we were harmed because Trey just was not very good, especially down the stretch. So I think we're in a better position this year.
Yeah, for sure. And I just look at this roster, you had all these people too. And I don't understand this argument. I'm going to keep bringing it up because if I think I make a good point, it's so rare that I'm going to keep, hammering it home. But, everyone's like, well, Carter left this or that, and they just look at the team like it's basically this, this thing that can't be, moved or whatever. I'm sorry, man. The biggest difference in this team is going to be Trey Townsend to Koa Pete. I mean, I'm not meaning to beat up on the guy, but Trey didn't do anything well.
No, it's a world of difference.
Athleticism, that's the biggest difference. I don't know what else to say about that one. Now, let me ask you this. Who do you like more? If you, let's say, gun to Matt, or I don't want to say that. How about this? Super soaker to Matt Rain's head. Would you rather have Tobey or would you rather have Mo get the majority of those center minutes? I realize it's a dumb question because it's probably going to be 2020 either way. Which would you rather go with, Mr. Future President?
Tobey for sure. Look, he was the best rebounder in the country last year. And that's not, he literally was the number one defensive rebounder in the country last year. The value that Tobey provides, the girth that he provides. And again, towards the end of the season, could I see Tommy playing most? When it's crunch time, I think probably the front court will be Tobey and Koa Pete, as opposed to Krivas, who I think has a limited, level of flexibility. But look, I love Tobey. I'm so happy he's back. The rebounds will be thunderous and girthy, Mike. Thunderous and girthy.
Yeah. Now, AZ Wildcat fans spent all last year telling me about how great Trey was and that he was going to basically, take off at some point. Never happened. Didn't hold it against AZ Wildcat fan because when somebody loses something, I don't hold on to it. I just move on and I never mention it ever again.
Can I also say, Mike, that the way that the players perform at the beginning of the year is not how they will necessarily be at the end of the year. As you recall very well, you were lumping Tobey Awaka and Trey Townsend in the same category for a
way too long,
month and a half, 2 months, right? And obviously, you got out of that, I think, thanks to the wisdom of people like myself. But no, look,
and my eyeballs
I think
as well.
Your eyeballs up. But look, could there be some could Koa Pete start the season and not be very good and people will give up on him? But I think he'll get better. Burry, same thing. Guys could start the season underwhelming and get better. That's just the way basketball goes, the way the season goes. Yeah, the Twins.
Oh gosh. Now, first of all, Dennis Walsh, Matt with the paw. No, it's the glove. We've been over this a million times. You mess with the paw, you get the glove. Matt, I messed with the paw. Matt Rain just basically hit me in the face with the glove. That's just what happened. The Twins, yes, the Twins. Not one of my better analysis. You know what? Also, I want to talk about Jaden Bradley. There's just something nice about Jaden Bradley that it was funny. I was sitting with a couple people, and the guy's like, I don't have to worry about. I know what I'm going to get out of Jaden. My only thing I'd like from Jaden is when Jaden's open, shoot the ball. That's where I'm at. I like everything else that he does. Is he an MNBA lottery pick? Probably not. No, he's not. But is he a very good college player? Yes. And that's all I care about. The one thing that I just want to see him do, I'm fine with everything else. Just when you got an open three, take it, period.
I honestly think the leap that he will have being a second-year point guard. People don't remember this is only his second year playing point guard at the college level.
Right.
And that makes a world of difference going into your second year, having a full year, a full season of playing point guard under your belt. Look, is he ever going to be like the traditional kind of point guard that we've seen over the years in college basketball? Probably not. But like, can he be very effective and better even than he was last year? Absolutely. I'm so excited to see him back in action, and he will be able to provide a calming presence for everyone on the floor. So very excited to see him.
All right, now back to Ray, one of my absolute favorite people in the world, says Matt is real nice with the stats and the facts. You guys got to understand this. When you have a limited intellect like myself, you have to surround yourself with smarter people. The only person not as smart as me is Sheer. But the other people, though, Matt, Rain, Tyler, people like that, they're all smarter. Ben One White, I can't really say is smarter. Ben's an acquired intellect. How about that? But people like Matt Rain, like when they're president and I need a pardon, that's why I'm being nice to Matt Rain right now. Matt, I need you to bust me out of jail right here.
It'll pay off years later.
Yeah, well, you give me one of those things, I'll take it. Yes, I'll take it.
There you go. Exactly.
Speaking of Ben One White, you do need to give him a shout out.
Oh, happy birthday to Ben One White today.
Happy birthday,
great Ben One White. Yes, exactly. Ben's off scouting tight ends right now in Mexico, I think. That's where he said he was. I don't know if he's really there or not. He said he was with friends. Okay. I'm not sure about that one either. But either way, happy birthday to our good pal Ben One White. You went to high school with Ben One White. Yes,
I did. Exactly. I did. No, we met in junior year of high school. Ben had just moved from Chicago to Tucson. His dad worked in radio, and no, we met from there and went to U of A together. And Ben One White, always Arizona.
I lived with Matt and Ben for for a year as well. As I'm getting the graduation or the grad school free, living at the Stone Avenue Standard when I'm like 10 years older than everybody else for free. One of the biggest con jobs. One of the biggest con jobs ever, but I'll take it. Okay, now, Cody, let's get some reads in here. I want to get back to basketball. What do we got? All right, now, no, Mooney. All right, Zach Mooney, Nova Home Loans, baby. Check it out. Scan this QR code right now. Everybody, do as you're told, even if you're not interested in a house. Do it right now. It'll take you to something you're going to like. So, ready to purchase or refinance your home? Take your shot with the Mooney team. Matt, put your Twitter in there, by the way. Everybody needs to follow you as well. Zach Mooney, Nova AZ Loans. Plus, he's a really, really good guy. The end of the day, I have absolutely no watching bad high school basketball players generally is it's difficult for me. Not saying Zach does that, but Zach works with everybody. I could never do that because Zach is a better person than me. But that's also why you should trust him. Purchase or refinance your home. And again, get a home equity loan, one of those things. It's awesome. Check it out. The Mooney team, novaazloans.com. All right. Now, Matt. Listen, Matt, see this front pipe? This bothers Dennis Walsh to no other because Dennis Walsh does not like front pipes that aren't working. Everybody wants their front pipe to work. I don't think that, maybe there's some people out there that don't, but I don't know that I've come across them. Foster Plumbing, though, says we will fix anything that you have. Residential, commercial, licensed, bonded, and insured. And Matt, do you ever have to, with plumbing, you know what your toilet doesn't say? Hey, from 8 to 5, I'll, do whatever you want. But then after that, I'm off the clock. Nope. They have 24/7 service, my friends. Everybody needs that with plumbing. That is vital, Matt. If you're going to be the president of the United States, you're going to want the White House to have plumbing 24/7, correct?
That is true. Plumbing is very important, and my plumbing is acting up a little bit. So if Foster Plumbing were in DC, I'd give them a call.
Oh, I was going to say, everybody's got a price, Matt. You call them up and say, hey, would you guys get out here? I'll pay for it. That'd be amazing. Hey, I'll fly you out here, wine and dine you while you're out here. Either way, check it out, though. And 10% off. I've told people this before. I would consider breaking my plumbing devices just to get that 10% off and get it built back better with that AZ12. So, again, check it out. You will thank me later. Okay, now what else we got? All right, Comfort XH back to back. First time clients get a free AZ12 shirt. Another one. If you don't have air conditioning, then I would tell you that get with Comfort X HVAC. Not only will they give you air conditioning, they're also going to give you a free AZ12 purchase as well. So you could get those, not just a football school shirts. Residential and commercial HVAC. Again, small business with big savings, which is better than big business with small savings. You don't want anything to do with those. So build on trust for the long haul. And Cody, this is your read right here. You can speak from with authority. Talk to me.
Yeah, I am sitting in my house, very cold. We are almost wearing sweatshirts because it's so cold in my house. Comfort X HVAC saved me a lot of money. They got things going through a warranty process for me, and my AC is running better than ever. So
that's all you want, man and wife. And again, you deserve that, Cody. You don't want your brain to turn into mush. All right, Comfort X HVAC, back to back. Okay, now, all right. So let's get back to a little bit of Arizona basketball here, because we are a basketball school. Do you think this is going to you think this can be Tommy Gunn's best team?
It could be, yeah, absolutely. I think the
no politician speak, man. Get that politician hat off.
Well, yes, right no. I answered the question. I think yes, of course, it could be Tommy's best team. It's hard to compare because, look, I think there's a lot of unknowns, and a lot of it depends on the potential of Braden Burries and Koa Pete and how well they do, what role Krivas has. But look, we know what we're going to get with Jaden. We know what we're going to get with New Delhi. We know what we're going to get with Tobe. And so, look, this absolutely has and we're going to find out pretty early in the non-conference how well this team does, how well they compete. It's going to be great. And I love that Tommy's scheduled some fantastic games and programs for us to compete against. Trial by fire, but I love it. What say you, Mike? Do you think this is our best team?
I think it's going to be his best team. You know what I really like about it, though? I like that there's not going to be any roster filler. Every year it seems that there's been some roster filler. That second year, now again, I think that he coached that team was not nearly as good as their record was. But you had guys who were just kind of there. I'm not meaning to diss them, but the said Hendersons of the world. Last year Trey Townsend is the epitome of roster filler. This year, though, I don't see roster filler. Braden Burries, not roster filler. Jaden Bradley, not roster filler. New Delhi, not roster filler. The other two small forwards, not roster filler. There's really no roster filler on this team. And so, like, when you go to the bench and you're just trying to buy time, you're like, you don't really have that. I think they can expand the lead, and I think that's what we should be going there for, Mr. I almost said Matt Rain. Yes, that's what we need.
Yeah. No, the only one is Ben One White. Happy birthday to him. Happy birthday. But listen, happy birthday, happy tight end day. It's all coming together, Mike. But you know what I love about Tommy as a coach most of all? He's going into his fifth year at Arizona, correct?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Every year he has implemented something new. There have been new lessons learned, and I get that people are on him for not advancing past the suites. I understand, right? That's a big issue. You had the top seeds. It's tough. But every year he has implemented lessons and learnings. And I think this team is the culmination of everything that Tommy has learned over the years. And really, most importantly, it's getting dudes who want to win and compete.
Yes.
Right? No soft weenies. There will be no softness allowed. We will be hard edge. We will take it to teams. And that's something that we didn't necessarily have completely in his first couple of years. And it's developed over time.
You know what I like, too, about last year's team is that they got tougher. And I think a lot of that was getting out of the Pac-12. Again, I don't mean to be mean to the academic sorts, but dude, you're playing half the teams in that conference didn't even have basketball teams that wanted to play basketball. You had Stanford, you had Cal, you had ASU. Those are three just bye games right there. Even if you lose it, nobody wants to be there. You didn't have that in the Big 12. Every single team you played on the road, they actually have fans. They have fan bases that actually, that wanted to be there. And I think that I think we asked Murph this on the show, but asked Murph, I said, do you know that would Arizona have won that game against Oregon, getting down 21-4 or whatever it was, if they're in the Pac-12? And I don't care what Murph said, they wouldn't have. Because they weren't used to that before. And I think that's what's cool about this, Matt.
And listen, man, even in the Duke game, we battled. I mean, like, obviously the end result was not what we wanted. But we battled every single second of that game. Obviously, Caleb Love came to play, and we would have lost that game by 30 if we were still in the Pac-12. To be honest with you, and there's one game in particular that comes to mind that illustrates your example is when we played Oregon State a couple of years ago on the road, and they beat us on like a buzzer beater, right. And like it was just a lose being in the Pac-12 against these lame, awful teams, because if you win, it's like, okay, no one cares. But if you lose, that's their Super Bowl, right? I mean, that's like Cal celebrating when Brandon Ashley got injured in 2014.
Yeah, dude,
that was their Super Bowl. Cal basketball, right. No one cares about, right? Their best season since is when they got, eliminated in the round of 64 when they had Jaylen Brown. So, look, I love this team. There's so much potential. And again, it's a long season. I know what's going to happen. We're going to lose maybe a game early, and people are going to be freaking out like we're never going to win a game again.
Oh, by the way, I apologize to Dennis Walsh. I apologize, Dennis Walsh. Baggins gave him gift certificates as well. Very, very impressive, Dennis Walsh. I apologize. I did not see this. I will share this now. Yeah, and I think there's a lot of old timers that agree. And Dennis Walsh, not necessarily an old timer, but not a young buck either. He says, I agree with Mike. I have Pac nostalgia, but in reality, starting in 2010s, the fan bases fell apart. Like when I grew up, UCLA was awesome. There were fun games to go to. Stanford was really good. There were fun games to go to. They don't have any of that anymore. Get lost. I wanted to get out of there because we were too good for them. Basically, what we decided was we were in a relationship where the other side didn't care, and we didn't care because we were a lot better looking than them. So why did we want to stay with somebody that didn't care and was not nearly as good looking as us? If you do, you probably don't get life.
And honestly, it's like, look at it's similar, honestly, in a way to like the SEC in football. They don't want Arizona football in the SEC, right? They don't want to do. We don't want to deal with the Cals and Stanfords, which is sad because, man, 2000s Stanford, fantastic teams, amazing rivalries that I have such fond memories of watching when I was a kid. Will they ever get there again? Probably not.
And the thing about it, too, is that like they just went the way of the Buffalo pretty quickly. It's just like, well, you know what? All those times like with those Cowboys shooting the Buffaloes in the Midwest on their trains or whatever, like it just went away. It was no good.
No.
Also, does Mark Sanchez have the worst best life? Did you see that story?
Yeah, that was bad. I don't know. I didn't see any details on how it happened.
It's bad. It's his fault. He got arrested.
Really?
Yeah, he tried to pull somebody out of a car when he was drunk, and they stabbed him.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he got arrested. Yeah.
Because I saw the headline that was like Mark Sanchez stabbed in Indianapolis, and I'm like, damn, was it like a robbery? Was it? Nope. Okay.
No, he tried breaking, like getting into somebody's car, and the guy just stabbed him. That's when you know it's bad? You get stabbed when you try to break into someone's car.
Imagine, you spend your whole life preparing to be a quarterback. You go to USC and you go to the NFL. The two things you'll be most known for in life is the butt fumble.
Yeah.
And being stabbed because you got drunk.
And I'm sorry, the butt fumble is still the funniest play I've ever seen. Did you ever, the only one that was close, did you ever see that Dan Orlovsky play?
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
Dude, he's like 8 yards out of the end zone, and he just keeps running back further. It's like, because you know what's funny about it? I was watching that play live when it happened, and I thought I'm like, man, if I had a few too many beers, and I'm like, wait a second, it's like 11:30. All I've been doing is eating food. So either way, good stuff. Okay, now the SEC doesn't want U of A football because they don't want to be broken. If I'm Alabama, if I'm a school like that, I don't want Arizona anywhere near the SEC with what they.
Well, have. when we play Alabama in 2031, after we play them, they will never go to another college football playoff game ever again. It's over for
It's
them.
not going to happen. Yeah, that crap. It'll never happen. Yeah, it just is. Yeah. Okay, we got any more reads, Cody? What do we got? Talk to me. Yummy, yummy in the tummy. Copal. Now, everybody out there, if I was going to say you're looking for a place to go get some scrumptious food or something, or you just want to make me feel good about myself. Oh, by the way, a $1.99 super snap from TJ. Back the 8. Appreciate you, TJ. Mention Mike Luke for a free dessert with any entree purchase. That makes me feel good about myself. All right, Mexican food delivered nationwide at mymexicanmenu.com. Go to Copal now. David Rosen went there as well. Use code AZ12 for 10% off. Now, it's in the Williams Center. Love that place. Book your next large party or corporate event with Copal. Large party packages available. We cater any events. Tucson's tastiest margaritas. Boom. Check it out. Go to Copal now. Do as you're told. All right. What else we got? All right, Bridge Tech Communications. Now, Dennis Walsh, he's always complaining about the gyms that he's at because, like, he's at these, like, fly-by-night gyms where there's, like, cockroaches and, like, you know, there's, like, spoiled milk. I don't know why spoiled milk's there, but whatever. Bridge Tech Communications, though. You don't want to be at those gyms. You want to be able to go to a gym that utilizes and everybody knows about. Bridge Tech Communication does that. You will know it because they have a 750% average ROI. Very good. But now, Matt Rain, you're much, much smarter than me. Is it good to have 750% average ROI?
It's better than 749. I'll tell you that, Mike.
It's a lot better than 749. Don't compare it to 748. I'll put it to you like that. Yep. And again, get your help market your gym or health wellness spa. And again, promotes 100 plus health entities. BridgeTechCommunications.com. Our guy Tony is the best. All right. Now, that's it. Okay. All right, now, before we sign off here, Matt, a win is a win is a win. I don't care. If Arizona football beats any Division I team by 25 points or whatever it is, I'm going to take that. I don't care how crappy they are. Good work, U of A Wildcats. Very good work.
Absolutely. And as always, my good teams win, great teams cover. Arizona Wildcats football covering today against Oklahoma State. Look, it's a win. We're 4-1 for the first time since 2019. You take that any day of the week.
Yep, you absolutely do. Now, you know what else you take any day of the week? Code 15 off 20, Little Caesars. 15 off, $20 or more purchase. Code LCFREECC. Free crazy combo with any purchase. All right, everybody out there, you guys are the best. Listen, get those football school shirts, by the way. We know, everybody knows we're a football school, but we got to let people know that we also play basketball. 40,000 people at Arizona Stadium. That's funny. Okay, on that note, though, for the great Matt Rain, the future president of the United States, Matt Rain, I am merely Mike Luke. Everybody in the comments, you are great. Follow Matt on Twitter. He is the man. TTFN, we'll talk to you on Monday.